Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel here in Global Conquerors, our weekly podcast, Conquest. This is episode 63, being recorded on March 10th, 2025. Happy daylight savings. We lost an hour the day before this, but that's why, if I open my blinds, it's actually still a little light outside, but... Anywho, your host, SMGFrenzy, joined with, of course, our illustrious co-host.
AssassinADC, or Angel, as you guys always know me. We're back for the weekly podcast. Last week was just shorts. Hope y'all enjoyed those while they were out. As long as y'all got some type of information out there. Um, but yeah, uh, not a lot of topics, but I mean, there's some. I guess you could say important stuff to talk about. Um, I mean, nothing in general this week. We might find some hoopla in somewhere, but other than that, we're just gonna kick it right into it. So I'm gonna throw it over to Mukhtar like always.
We'll start off with our esports and gaming. So, for an esports team that used to have a lot of relevance in the early 2010s and kind of fell off for a bit, and now seems to be making a resurgence. LG, Luminosity Gaming, has joined both Marvel Rivals and the flurry of esports teams joining Marvel Rivals, and Halo. So, Luminosity is also one of the first original HCS teams back when the HCS started in 2014-2015. So, it's cool to see them return both to the Halo scene. Shows that Halo esports isn't dying anytime soon, but also coming into Marvel Rivals, because that is an esports team that is just starting to kick off this year. So whatever's happening on LG, which they are a Canadian team, seems to be like revitalizing their esports infrastructure and trying to regain relevance again. So,
Mhm.
like I said, I don't think either of us have actually followed LG much since they departed a lot of esports around late 2018-19 to before COVID.
Around there.
This is when they really dropped off. LG really peaked when they were in like COD, Halo, a few other esports, and of course
I
their
mean,
biggest streamer at the time was Ninja before he left too. But when all that left, LG just lost relevance.
yeah, I mean they're still around. I mean, obviously they're still in COD. They go by the Vancouver Surge still, but um, yeah, they haven't really been making that much of a name, like noise. I mean, until like recently. I think the first big announcement was besides like they entered something other esport beforehand before Halo.
Mhm.
I can't think of it off the head, but yeah, yeah, they made an announcement about a Halo roster. Um, yeah, it's a decent roster that can compete. So they're still trying out there, and then obviously the big news, and obviously that's the thing that's in the buzz right now. Marvel Rivals, and it seems like we're heading to that direction of comp. I mean, sooner or later we are gonna get this eventually, and I think this game is very promising. There's a lot of how would I say it? Repetition of this game. Like you could play it any way, different styles, different heroes, different outcomes. This and then especially since it's Marvel Universe, there's still more characters to be added into the game. So, um, yeah, I mean, we weren't surprised this game was gonna get a esports comp scene. Um, yeah, but it's happened a little earlier because a lot of big teams are going into this, which means they're showing promise or some type of interest into this. So, and the game is really popping. It hasn't really died down. So it means the game is well taken care of, and it looks like teams are very invested into it. So, it's good to see a game obviously achieve different stages of its life cycle. Obviously, the beginning part is like you got to make sure the game, you know, is a hit or miss. Once you hit the hit part, then you're like, okay, you got to keep the fans sure happy, and then you get them. You want competitive seeds, you give them ranked, and then if their rank is doing good, they're like, okay, well now we get into the big Steve, the
Mhm.
comp. So obviously every game goes through that cycle. So
Yeah.
it's good that it made it past. I mean, it was gonna make it past through its hype stage. And then, like I said, there's still a lot of repetition to be played in this game, especially with them introducing new characters every so often. So that's good. It's good to see, and then good for LG to still show interest into their esports journey and making their somewhat of a up climb and resurge into their into their I guess their company or their team, their organization. So
Yeah, exactly.
this is good.
Yeah, it's great to see again. Like I said, previously legendary esports team coming back to try to make some resurgence efforts and get their name back out there again. So it was nice to see LG floating in the news again. Another esports team that actually has, I guess, been doing the exact same thing is Team Envious. Team Envious, ever since their announcement about a month ago that they would be returning back after Hastro's purchase back the Envy name, Dallas Fuel, and the
Dallas
Dallas
Empire.
Empire, joined a flurry of esports. We first talked about them entering Marvel Rivals, I believe, in the last podcast before our week of spring break on our end. They've also entered into Apex Legends. They picked up one of their former Smash players, and they're back in Valorant, in fact, already competing in the Valorant scene. So Team Envy has exploded back kind of out of nowhere. I don't think anybody thought Envy would be coming back, especially this year, and has reestablished their brand presence pretty fast. They already got a merch lineup, they got content creators again, they're in 4 esports, and they said there's still more to come. So it's I think it's nice to see an esports team that I think personally shouldn't have even gone away in the first place. I know why they did. It was obviously to save Optic at that time, because again, you don't want to lose another big brand, in fact one of the biggest brands in North American and global esports. So again, I understand why all that happened, but it's nice to see the Envy back on the scene. It feels like the esports realm is healing a bit, seeing LG, Envy, EG, Optic, all those names floating around the realm again. It's given the early 2010s vibes when esports was really flourishing. So
Yeah, I mean this announcement, the Team Envious came not came at a well, it did come to a shock to most people because we weren't expecting it. I mean, we just I mean, did we expect it to come back? The name to come back eventually? Yes, just not as early as this. I mean, I think when did they stop ceasing operations? Like, does that make sense? Did
it
I say that right?
was 2023, so it's been
Two
2 years.
years.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah, it sucks that they have to restart from scratch, but obviously they have the name, obviously the brand. They'll still there's no way. I mean, Hastro's a smart businessman, obviously. Um, you know, so he knows what he's gonna do to get back into it, and it's good to see an esports team or organization that we thought we wouldn't see for a good while come back a lot quicker than we expected. So,
Mm-hmm.
and it's good. They are making noise. Obviously, they're going into. They're not gonna take us slow and get into one esport at a time. They came out and they came out guns blazing, especially obviously their Apex being the first, and then I think they announced their Smash team, Marvel Rivals, and then Valorant, if I'm not mistaken, in that order. Like
I
you have
believe
it.
so. Yeah.
So yeah, Envy's coming back, and it's good to see that. A org like that shouldn't have gone in the first place, but obviously we get why they did it and what happened, but you know Astrid said that he was given the opportunity to even get it back.
Yep.
He didn't hesitate and he took it on. So now can't wait to see if we get the Optic NV Classico again. And Halo maybe. It's
Honestly,
most
I,
likely
I
to happen
do
in
hope
Halo.
they get into Halo. I hope that the Dallas Empire brand comes back, and I do hope that they come back into Halo. Maybe it might not be this season, it might be later this season. We don't know, but I hope that both they eventually come back into their two prime games, especially on COD side. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, unless the league decides to expand or someone's willing to sell a spot. It looks like no news on it. It's besides, I mean, the Vegas Falcons aren't going to play, and they just got in, and obviously they're not showing prominence of like, I don't want to sound messed up, but growth.
Yeah.
But obviously they don't really care what people say. They're just knowing that they accomplished a full Saudi team playing in the CDL, and yeah, I mean it's cool. It's good to see that they're back, and can't wait to see uh what other things they got planned. So
Yep.
most definitely can't wait to see that. So
Exactly. Let's move on from Envy and the new esports teams move on to League of Legends First Stand. Day one of First Stand happened earlier today on March 10th when we're recording this. Had a lot of good reactions, had a lot of bad reactions. And then, of course, this is the first time the league is doing 3 international sanctioned events that they're running themselves, with First Stand being the new event to come before MSI, which used to be the first international event of the year. This event has 1 team per region compete to represent it. There's 5 teams in total. We've had 2 games today, which was North America versus Europe, Team Liquid versus Carmine Core, and then Korea versus China, Hanwha Life versus Top, or TES. Team Liquid, once again, showing EU that belt by showing that North America is in fact better than EU for 2 years in a row now. 2-1 to KC, which was fun to see. And then, of course, Hanwha Life looking super, super scary. Very good shot that they actually end up winning Worlds this year if they continue with the spree that they've had, because they defeated everybody in the LCK pretty convincingly. Genji, T1, whatever. Genji don't look that good this year. T1 is still trying to figure out what they're doing, blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, defeating China's #1 in a 2-0 fashion. Zeus looking very at home on Hanwha Life right now, unfortunately. He looks like the best player in the world right now, I'm not gonna lie. I think this First Stand event ends with HLE, obviously. It's going to be China or Korea probably winning this whole event. I think Korea wins this easy. But it's good games overall. The only downside, the new HUD that they made for this event is atrocious. You've seen League in person online. You know, there's usually the bar at the top that shows, like, you know, the 2 teams, the score, how many dragons were taken, how many of this and that were taken, right? And the bottom shows, like, the stats per players and the player cams and the map, right?
First Stand, right? That's what it's called?
First Stand, yeah. They changed it! So now, all the player stats are on the side and take up a stupid amount of portion of the screen. Player cameras are tiny, so you can barely see who's even playing on when they switch the cameras. And the bottom bar is kind of useless now. So it looks really crammed. It almost looks like you're watching like a mobile game. And like parts of the map are just missing now because there's so much on the screen.
But where can I see like videos of it?
Maybe type in like First Stand highlights on YouTube. But it just looks bad. Riot's been running with almost the same HUD for the past decade, and it's looked just fine, and they decided to change it, apparently to help new viewers who don't watch League, but it just looks bad. It just looks bad, man.
Everything looks so crammed into a corner.
Am
I looking at this right?
I assume you're looking at what I'm thinking of, like
League of Legends.
Let me see. I'll show you variations of it. If you can see my screen, like big bar here, match and stuff is like up here. Whoa.
Leaks.
And then it can change like during the game. So here's like another example. You see how much is on the screen right now? Massive bar on the bottom, 2 massive bars on the top, stuff also on the top.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, like it's kind of bad.
It looks like I'm watching Call of Duty.
I guess, man.
Have you seen the Call of Duty hub?
I have.
I mean, it's like the bottom right is like the webcam and the gun and this and that, and the grenades, and then the top left is the team, the players, and then the middle is like the score, which is pretty basic, but either way,
Well, COD luckily has less stuff that you're tracking, so it's not taking up 40% of the screen. League of Legends, there's so much crap you're tracking, and they try to put all that in on the screen, and it's like, you know, do you remember like when iPhones first came out, like the newer ones, and they had the notch, and people complained about that? Imagine that if there was a notch all the way around your iPhone screen, but it was just thick, like a super thick notch. Like, that's bad.
I know it's bad. Own life, huh?
Yeah. Best team in the world, easily right now.
Zeka, why does that name sound familiar?
Because he was world champion.
Oh, he won world champions with. He's teaming. He's 369. Oh, that's on. He's on TES.
Yeah.
Wait, is this the same roster? I feel like he's on top now.
Yeah.
Or was on top.
No, last
This is
year he was on a Korean team. I think Top picked him up this year.
369? No.
No, 369's always been on Top. That man has not left that team.
Why is he on Tess?
Tess is Top. They go by
Oh, yeah.
both. Top
I
Esports,
forget.
also known as they either the initials are TOP for Top Esports or they do Tess for Top Esports. It's the same team, man. Yeah, 369
Say,
played like a 3 today.
I hate that thing. That thing behind his name.
Uh huh.
You can either play like a 3 or 6 or a 9.
Hey, it works though. He played like a 3 today. Maybe he'll play
That's
like a 6 or 9 tomorrow.
that's fucked up, bro.
I know.
Bro, he put that on himself, bro.
I know. The
Uh,
games were good. It's just that the layout was bad. Yeah, that's really all we got to say for that part. Unless you want to add something to the event. You didn't watch it, I don't think. It was
oh no, I still hate that dude.
Damn.
You know who I hate? Will be a hater till even when he was on T1, I still hated him. Will still hate him.
Despite he's the best player in the world right now, easily.
Still hate him. He had no reason to leave, even though it wasn't his fault because he left. But
Hey, if Hanwha keeps this momentum, bro's about to be back to back to back, matching Faker for three. Oh, actually, well, not my thing. Actually, surpassing Faker for 3 world championships in a row, which I don't like, but might happen.
then Faker gotta turn up or figure out his teammate.
Yep. I mean,
They thought it was an upgrade.
T1 is trying so much stuff that we'll see what ends up happening with that. No, that's too early to tell. But on other esports news for League, the League of Legends Championship Series, League European Championship (LEC) has announced traveling roadshows for the spring split, having 2 of them. One at the Conquerors Stadium in France in May, and one at the Koi Stadium in where's the Koi Stadium? I don't know. Believe it's in somewhere in England, but the Koi Stadium in April. So, and of course, Carmine Corps and Koi are some of the biggest teams in the LEC, and a lot of the backlash to the LEC this split was that their winter finals were held at their normal studio, so it didn't feel like a big finals event. And of course, they've been cutting down on road shows in general. I think only having one big road show now for the summer finals. So now being able to go to 2 massive stadiums. The Carmine Corps Stadium holds like 3,000 people, and the Koi Stadium holds about 12,000 people. Just for normal season games, I think is really cool. And we're starting to see, I guess, esports teams in the West first invest in having a stadium and now actually using them, because it's only been common in China and Korea. T1 hosted a whole homestand for the LCK last year, which was awesome to see. The Chinese teams do it all the time. Almost every LPL Chinese team has a stadium, which is crazy. So saying now European teams do it is cool. North America almost had that. We kind of have it where like Optic Gaming has the esports arena in Arlington. But that's really it. Back when Overwatch was a thing, the Philadelphia Fusion was partnering with some Philly teams to build a little arena in Philly. That kind of fell through, unfortunately. But hopefully we see this as esports teams at least have some sort of a venue to themselves that they can use. So, cool things for the LEC on their front.
Good for them. Good for them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously it's not a common normal thing outside of esports to own a stadium.
Yeah.
So, it just shows that how much esports has really came to be over time and through the years and through the investments and the grind in the group. I mean, not group from fucking event from not Star. Oh my God, I'm
What are
losing
you?
it. The the grind, the hard dedication, the trust, the trusting the process, cliche, But yeah, I mean, it's just your hard work always pays off in the end. So it's cool to see esports, now moving to the way of real sports, I guess you
Yep.
could say.
At least, like I said, at least here in the United States and Europe, it's nice to see that finally becoming a thing.
Thing. So yeah, good, good. Yeah.
Good stuff. I guess to move on to general news, I do actually have one thing to talk about for there, at least for sure. Twitter, also known as X, was down almost all last night to this morning from March 9th to March 10th because of a DDoS attack. We're not sure exactly the origins of the DDoS because DDoSers mask their IP addresses to bounce off to different locations. So, yeah, it was down. People were like, what the freak is happening? A lot of people went to like the Twitter alternatives like Blue Sky or what's the other one? The one that Instagram made. Threads. Stuff like that, just in the meantime to see what was going on. Other news, the stock market's been crashing, so if you want to invest in stocks, now is the perfect time. I think $1 trillion were wiped off the stock markets today. If there are stocks you're eyeing and you see their values at a really good spot, buy. Because it is a great time to buy in the stock market. SpaceX conducted a Starship test again this past weekend. I actually saw it, funnily enough. I could see it from where I was down in South Georgia, in northern Florida. It went very successful as usual, and it's their rocket that they've been testing to go to Mars.
Wait. What do you mean usually?
What do you mean?
Not all the time. They weren't that.
Well, like these days, they're pretty successful, you know?
Okay. So wait, you said this one is the one to go to Mars?
Yeah, this is the rocket that they've been testing that will eventually...
Yeah, bro. Oh, some real stuff. Who the fuck wants to go to Mars, bro?
There's a lot of people who want to go to Mars, man.
Dude, there's nothing on that shit. Even if we go colonize it, the thing is gonna be orange. Let's see.
You don't want to live on an orange planet?
No.
Why?
I have my fucking world leader is orange. Cut that shit out. Cut that out.
As we were saying.
No hate, it was just a joke.
Hey, it's true though. It is true. That's no matter what side of the aisle you sit on, it's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of people who want to live on Mars because the thing huh? No, I would like to visit Mars. I don't want to live on Mars. The thing about Mars is that it's supposed to be a blank slate. So the thing is that you're supposed to terraform Mars, which means you're going to turn it from orange to green. That won't happen in our lifetime, obviously. That will happen way down the road. But first you got to send people there to start it. So, what is the
travel time from Mars to Earth?
Shortest is 6 months. When Mars is closest to Earth is about 6 months. Longest is like almost a year. So it's a trip. That's why it's a big rocket, man. It's gotta have like showers. It's gotta have a gym.
How the fuck are we supposed to get oxygen working over there, huh?
It's the same way the space station does it. They have supplies of oxygen and they're able to produce their own oxygen. Because you learned it in school. Oxygen is what?
This, that, and these. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I was thinking of water for some fucking reason. I don't know why I thought of H2O, even though it's not.
It's a compound, so we can make oxygen,
we can make it, but still.
So they'll be fine. It's the same like the space station. Like we don't send up new water all the time. They recycle water. You clean the water. Now it's fresh water. It's the same thing. It's gonna be really. We've been doing this stuff already for a while. Now we're just gonna do it over while going away from us. Because the space station just orbits us. So if something goes wrong, we just send up a rocket, fix it up, come back down. This time something goes wrong, they gotta be able to fix it while there, because they ain't coming back. It's very well known. The very first people going to Mars aren't coming back to Earth. They're staying there for the rest of their lives. So that's a one-way trip.
Think about this shit. There's no Wi-Fi, no family, no. I mean, you giving up a lot, dude.
Yeah.
This is restart. You're gonna be cavemen.
Well, not even fully. There is like internet connection.
They're gonna get help.
There's satellites that orbit Mars, which is how we're able to communicate to our rovers. There's the delay though. I think it's like a 20-minute delay. So you can be like, "Hey,
you're getting turned on." What's? I'm just joking. I'm like, okay. I mean, yeah, I guess, but like, they're not coming back. You said that?
Yeah, it's a one-way trip. So whoever goes there on that initial trip will live out the rest of their lives on Mars. They'll live on Mars. They'll die on Mars. So if
Choose
you,
wisely.
yeah, exactly. You have to be willing to give up whatever you had here on Earth,
Everything and redo it.
and you have to be willing to know that this trip might be unsuccessful. Your rocket may fail midway on the trip. Your rocket may crash on the surface of Mars. Your supplies may not last as long as you thought it would. You know, there's a lot of things that could go wrong. So if you're setting up for this, there's the contract is long, the notices are long, and you're
What did
like,
they get? Okay, what did they get in return? Is there any benefits they get from it, or just you're the first people of Mars? Like, what the fuck?
first humans on Mars helped establish a settlement on Mars, allowing other humans in the future to live on Mars and go between Earth and back. Explore somewhere that no man has ever set foot on.
So, just to know if Mars is safe, are they gonna send anybody besides the first people that want to go to Mars?
Well, we have like a bunch of robots on there already.
They don't mean anything. Your body doesn't. It's
They
not the same as.
Well, no, like it will be the gravity's Mars is a smaller planet, so it's like being on the like but we sent people to the moon, and like since it was like smaller and stuff, the gravity was lighter, so they bounced around a little bit. Mars is close enough to Earth that it's not going to be the same like you bouncing around or whatever. People born on Mars will be taller than humans though, because gravity is less, so you're getting compressed less by the atmosphere. So star NBA players are going to start being born on Mars.
So when they say born, and then imagine, let's just think, we'll have two Earths, right? During the time, right? Were they like, yo, world versus world country, or like world versus world, or Earth versus Earth, or Earth versus Mars basketball? Hell no!
We'd be outclassed just because they'd be taller.
But the skills players are down here. They have to remake their own skill.
Well, for now they will, but like height advantage of basketball also just goes a long way. So
I guess.
yeah,
But
Mars is a good planet to settle because there's nothing on it. We've mapped the whole planet, so we know where everything is. They have a lot of ice, so we just have to melt it for water. So it's pretty easy to set up. Mars used to be green well before humans were alive, so they know that it can be green again.
and we're gonna go over there and fuck it up.
Well, that's the other thing. After a while, after we make it great, it won't be great no more.
Like I said, repeat this.
Hey man, that's just how it's gonna play out.
It's the circle of life. Like that.
I guess, yeah.
It's gonna be a repeat, bro.
It'll be interesting though, because obviously in our lifetimes you won't be able to see it. But if we do settle on Mars, we bring over animals and stuff. Humans will end up looking different there. Animals will end up looking different there.
Big animals.
Yeah, like
I do like in reality, and I do believe we'll experience some little, like maybe the beginning part of it, not the very end of it, like the full end result of it, but
yeah.
like we're already, let's see, when is this projected trip to Mars for people gonna happen?
They're thinking 2030.
Oh,
That's
well,
5 years
let's
from
see,
now.
I'll be what, 20, 29, 30 maybe. You'll be 30.
Yeah, roughly.
2 hours ago, Falcons Esports has just signed their runner-up R6 international lineup in the former team BDS, one of the best rosters in Rainbow Six Siege.
Cool.
2 hours ago.
All right.
What do you think? It just happened.
I mean, it's Falcons, man. They've got the money to do it.
Why is wait? Why is COD the only game these guys are okay with being absolutely terrible?
I mean, they probably don't care about COD at all, man. They're just in it to get their name out more to the Americans. That's what I honestly think.
Someone said, "Well, it's the BDS squad. They will end up second in any major they play. Brazilians are too strong in R6." Yeah, probably learned from their COD roster. Hiring Saudi players won't win them you anything. That's fucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Falcons will buy the most talented players from every game they are in, but COD.
No, like straight up though.
Can they fix the COD team? ... Preying on their downfall. What the fuck? They need to do something about their COD roster. We don't care of the oil money. The blood money strikes. What's wrong with people, bro?
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Let's see. Let me scroll through Twitter. Maybe something else will come up. Let's see. John Cena turns heel. You seen that?
I did see that. Was The Rock looked like a freaking villain in that. The way he was just looming.
Dude.
The Cena's face change too was crazy.
Bro, I saw that.
How did you feel during that moment?
Confused. I didn't know how to feel. Like I saw it happen.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to feel.
Did you watch it live?
Like, yeah.
And you're like
watching it with my mom. And mom was like, I thought he was good. I'm like, oh, I thought so too. And she looked at me like, oh.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
live betrayal.
Dude, I didn't know in the moment. I didn't know how to feel.
Yeah. How do you feel now about it?
I'm excited for it actually.
It's setting up the storyline pretty well.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, he's been wanting to beat Bad all his. I mean, since 2012, he's been wanting it.
Yeah, and it's since last year, so let him run wild.
I'm not even mad. So, I mean, I could tell many people been wanting this, but now they gotta fully commit to like the whole thing. So they're been booing him. Obviously, they're gonna love him no matter what.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It was just crazy to see, though. What the hell did you send me?
New era of Siege is coming. Tune in on Siege.
Siege has been advertising that crap hard on Twitter about their new event, which, I mean, props to them. They're trying to get the game out there.
The Red Hulk was moving.
You saw that? Okay, after seeing that clip, I kind of want to watch the movie more now.
Wait, you have yet to see it?
I haven't seen it yet. Have you watched it?
Yeah.
What did you think, honestly?
I thought it was good. I think they kind of OD'd, like, saying... The only thing I didn't like is that they just... Every time they saw him, like, oh my god, you're Captain America. He's like, nice to meet you, Captain America. They would only say... They wouldn't call him his name or anything. They was like, oh my god, Captain America, huge fan. You're not Captain America, Captain America. You're not Steve Rogers, Captain America. I'm like, bro, what is going on? You'll see what I mean when you watch it, bro.
All right.
You'll only notice, like, he's like, we thank you, Mr. Captain America. I'm like, bro.
Just stop. All right. Hey, depending on how fast I finish this homework, I might watch this tonight.
What?
That movie.
Where are you gonna watch it on?
Athens has a theater. It's like 12 minutes from my place.
Okay, I'll just send it to you. I was gonna say it, but I don't want to say that because it has one word that I don't want to say.
Gotcha.
But yeah, let's just. Either way, yeah, John Cena's heel is in the Guinness Book of World Records. If you don't know, for the longest face run in WWE history with 21 or 21 years. So it's in the Guinness of World Record. So yeah. How do you feel about that?
Hey man, like I said, I'm glad that he's able to try something different in his last year. Let him off the hook. Let him do what he wants to. It was just surprising. Like no one expected it happening that night. So when it did, the shock and everyone's reaction was like, "Whoa!" It's cool to see him being on the villainous side.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I think. With that, you want to close
Anything
us off? No, that's really it.
Oh wait. Xbox is reported releasing a handheld console this year.
Oh. Okay, Okay, they're only saying that because the new Switch is coming out this year. This is probably maybe the worst year they could have released the new handheld, because the Switch 2 is going to dominate the handheld market.
Let's see. Let's see. Warzone Verdansk is coming back April 3rd. Supposedly this is to help revive Warzone and the Sidemen versus YouTuber match was insane.
Charity match was funny to watch. I saw the clips.
Shout out to Sketch, the clutch. He clutched up. let's see. Today marks or today marks 5 years of the launch of Warzone.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I mean, the turtle has it helps out. Let's see. Nope, not gonna bring up the Drewski thing.
Yep.
Death Standing 2 on the breach finally has a release date of June 26, 2025. So this is the that game of Daryl Dixon
Yeah.
that he had on his own that was really good.
Yeah.
So they're getting a second one. This game called Fragpunk. Um, it's kind of popping off. It has doubled since launch day. Its player count has doubled in launch, so it's gone from 54K peaks on March 7th to
Mm-hmm.
112 peaks
Mm-hmm.
today, which is March 9th.
Mm-hmm.
And it's currently the number 10 game most played game on Steam right now.
Yeah. It's funny you bring that up. There's another game that's been popping off right now. People, folks around me, even folks that I didn't expect to be playing this game are playing it. I'm sure you've heard of the new Monster Hunters game
Oh,
that's been out. It has been dominating charts on both Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam. Peaked at 1.1 million concurrent players. Currently has almost 400,000 people still playing it right now. It is easily going to be one of the most popular games of the year. Monster Hunters used to be like a pretty, I wouldn't say small, but definitely like a niche like gaming realm. But it seems people of all ages, all walks of life, all devices are playing this game. So even I honestly might get into it. It looks interesting.
yeah. I mean, what else? There's one more thing. Street Fighter Legend, Karyu,
Yeah,
Karu, just won Cup 11 and earned $1 million. His
nice.
opponent, a 15-year-old, walked away with 100K per second.
All right.
Let's see. I mean, let's see. There's one more thing I saw. There's just another. Oh, there's been early access for certain people for Splitgate 2, and the game looks really good. I don't know if you've seen any videos on it. The
Not
game looks
recently.
really good.
Mhm.
Uh, it's nowhere near the first one. Like the way the game is, doesn't look nothing like it.
Okay.
Like look. Let's see. There's more. This is old, but there's more footage on it that just came out of it a couple days ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
right here. It looks. Obviously the portal thing is still a thing.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm looking away from the screen
No, you're
and I'm
good.
not looking directly at the camera for you people, but yeah, Splitgate 2. People have been playing. People say it's similar to Titanfall
Okay.
movement. So Titanfall was a game that should, I think, in my opinion, should have taken off, but it didn't.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else that comes to mind besides that? Let's see. Not that I know of. Not that. Uh. Minecraft movie comes out in about 2 weeks.
No one's watching that.
Not 2 weeks. More than 2 weeks. Like a month, 3 months. Uh. Yeah, I don't have anything else. Twitter's not. I mean, nothing else has popped up on my Twitter. Uh, the Vegas Falcons has broken the CDL record for the most losses in a row at 16, and I think Optic will be there eventually if or some shit. I don't know. Let's see.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. One more thing before we call it.
One more.
Anything else you got in mind? Oh,
Um
did you watch the basketball?
no,
This
I
is fun.
don't I don't watch basketball.
It is old, but Luka Doncic traded from the Dallas Mavericks to the Lakers.
Mm.
If you don't know what that means, it's think of it like Faker getting traded to what's like what's like another prominent team that isn't T1. That's like big, has a legendary status.
Genji.
Okay, like that.
So Zeus.
Okay, yeah. What happened to Zeus?
Uh-huh.
T1 has promising they're on the, and then he goes to do different team
Yep.
and they're dominating.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Quite literally just yeah.
Literally, you did perfect right there, man. Good job.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this comes to a shock because a player like that is someone you just don't, players like that you don't expect them to get traded or shipped away to different teams, and yeah, it came to a real shock into the basketball / sports world. Yeah, I mean, even if you don't watch sports, that's really shocking because that just proves that no one is safe and anybody can get traded no matter what type of caliber player you are.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anything else you got in mind? I think I'm done with my stuff.
Same on my end if you want to close this out.
Okay, well thank you guys for watching as always. Thank you guys for watching this week of the podcast. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you know when we upload. Go watch our other videos on the channel. Keep up to date with us on our socials, our streams. I've been streaming a lot more recently. Mock has been vacationing, so he's been posting a lot on his socials, places he's been. So yeah, just make sure to take a look at our socials, so you know where y'all are updated with us. And I got nothing much to say, but we'll see you guys in the next one, and see you guys next week.
Peace, guys.